Arsenal sitting fourth, just 1 point ahead of West Ham after both playing 20 games. And Arsenal's North London rivals Spurs are just 2 points behind them, but with 2 games in hand. So it's really starting to heat up, isn't it, in terms of the race for top 4. Jamie O'Hara, who do you think is favourite to secure the top 4 spots? Really just fourth.
Yeah, fourth place for me. People are going to call me mad and going to say I've got my Spurs hat on, but I genuinely think Spurs, because we've got the manager and he's instilled this belief now that we're going to go and win games even when we're not playing that well. You know, we didn't play that well against Watford, but get a result in the dying moments. We haven't scored last-minute winners like that for years. So it's brilliant to see. And I think with him, if he gets backed in the transfer window, if Daniel Levy gives him some money and says, right, we're not far off this, we're nearly there, we've clawed our way back. And I think if he backs us in the transfer window with Conte, I think we can get in there. I'm not convinced by Man United. I'll be totally honest with you. I think it's between. I think Arsenal have been great. I think they've really played well. You know, they've actually got this belief as well, playing some great football. I think they deserve something from the game against Man City. So I'm not convinced with Man United, this 4-2-2-2 system. You know, they've played 3 really poor sides, and I think when they come up against a really top side, I think they'll get turned over.
What do you think, mate?
Well, certainly, I think the bookmakers have got it right in Man United favourites for the top 4. They're going to be, with the squad they've got, they can get it going now. Whether they're going to play Cavani and Ronaldo together tonight, we'll have to wait and see. But if he can get that little bit of a buzz around Manchester United again, they've got better players probably than most of the squads. Then you look at Spurs as second favourites, 9-4. I think it's close between Spurs and Arsenal. I think the North London derby coming up will be massive for both sides at the Tottenham Stadium. And then West Ham, you still can't write West Ham off. I mean, I know they had that little bit of a blip, but they've bounced back very well against Palace, who are a decent side at home, good record at home, and against Watford. So I don't think you can write West Ham off, but it's all about the transfer window for me. West Ham need a few more players, a few more bodies coming in. Certainly a striker's desperate. They've really been dismantled at the back. Bonner was playing really well before he got injured, and obviously Zuma's out now. Whether they look at centre-half, they've had both full-backs out as well, Cresswell. So if they can bring maybe a couple of players in for David Moyes, and I'm sure the board know exactly what sort of job he's doing. He's doing a brilliant job at West Ham. So I think a lot of it is going to come down to signings in January. And that is not just the top and not top 4. I'm talking about the bottom as well. Who stays up and who goes down. Because if Newcastle can get the right players in, what strengthens their squad, gives everybody a bit of a lift, then they'll have a chance of staying up. At the moment, it looks like it's 4 teams, isn't there, who's going to go down. 3 out of 4. But I think...
what league are you watching?
Yeah, 3 out of 4 teams are going to go...
Where's this gone, though? I thought we were talking about top 4, right?
Well, I think, mate, if I'm going to stick my neck out, I would certainly go with Manchester United still. I think the bookmakers...
Has he got a couple of waffles there, Laura?
Bookmakers don't get it wrong too often. I thought you were talking about the transfer window is going to be important, which it is.
Well done, Ray.
Spurs won't buy anybody, will they?
Will they, Jamie? Do you think Spurs are going for anyone?
Who are they going to get? Who do they need?
Yeah, well, they need a centre-half. That's absolutely what we need. We need another centre-half. I'd like to see him sign a midfielder
Is Skip and Højbjerg, James, good enough for that midfield? Do you need a ball player? I know Harry Winks has come into the side a little bit more, and he's more of a ball player.
Box-to-box, Ray. You know, like a proper box-to-box midfielder that can score goals as well. I think Højbjerg and Skipper, you know, they're very good holding midfielders. You know, good on the ball. But if you're talking about getting in the top 4, and you look at the top 4 sort of teams in their, in their midfield, I would say we got to sign like a world class midfielder, and I don't know who that is or who we can get. But I think we need a box-to-box midfielder.
I wonder how much money he's got to spend, Conte. I don't think he would have took the job if he didn't have money to spend.
He's got to have 100 million, hasn't he?
Daniel Levy must have said, look, we've got money to spend. And they did make a good move getting him. There's no doubt about that. But the squad at the moment is probably not as good as other squads, if you know what I mean. Like Manchester United, if they can get it right, Manchester United, then they've got better players. But it's all about getting the right balance, and at the moment they probably haven't got that.
So you think Manchester United top 4?
I think I'm going to go with the bookmakers. I think they're favourites.
None of you Arsenal fans back your own club.
Well, I'm hoping Arsenal can do it, but I'm not going to be too... I really like the way they're playing at the moment. As I said before, Partey, he had his best game I've seen in an Arsenal shirt at the weekend, and now he goes away on African nations duty. So he's going to be a big miss. Striker-wise, not got a lot of backup, have they? Striker-wise.
Do you know what it is for me, Ray?
Lacazette, if he gets injured.
Yeah.
Aubameyang's out of the picture at the moment. They've got no real... player can go up there. Martinelli can play up front, but he's probably better off the left-hand side at the moment, the way he's playing.
For me, it's just a really young squad, Jay. So, like, it would be amazing if they got into top 4. I wouldn't want to sort of sit here and say I definitely think they are, because you look at, like you say, you look at Spurs and they're 2 games in hand and just a couple of points behind, and they've got a manager that knows how to grind it out and knows how to win games and win the Premier League. And I think also Manchester United, again, 2 games behind. It's just so difficult to say, isn't it, when they're not level on games played. I would love them to do it. I just think comparison to the other teams,
I'm not too sure. I haven't got it in front of me, Jamie, but the running's going to be very important, who they got at the end. Last 4 or 5 games. It could go down to the last 4 or 5 games to get that 4th place.
It will do, yeah. For sure,
I mean, that'll be where the excitement is this season, because the top of the table is not exciting anymore, really, is it? After Manchester City now 10 points clear. I think the race for 4 and those 5th and 6th places are going to be quite interesting.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.